My beloved child. Take a moment. Breathe deeply. Let this message reach the part of your soul that's been silently aching for answers. I know the longing in your heart, that ache for purpose, for peace, for clarity when your mind is flooded with doubt. You've been wondering, does God see me? Does He hear my prayers? Let me remind you today, yes, I do. Not a single tear has gone unnoticed. Not one whispered prayer, even the ones you never voiced out loud, has escaped my attention. Even when time stretches longer than your patience, when your soul grows weary of waiting, I am still working. Not in delay, but in divine design. You see, what appears delayed in your eyes is perfectly timed in mine. I am the God who calls you by name. I am the one who offers water when your soul feels dry. I am the one who takes barren land and transforms it into a flourishing garden. Even now, in the silence, I am arranging the pieces of your life in ways beyond what you could ask or imagine. You may not see the full picture, but your story is being written by a hand that never makes mistakes. So don't be discouraged if the breakthrough doesn't come in fireworks. I often move in whispers, in the quiet encouragement of a friend, in a scripture that speaks directly to your situation, in a sunrise that reminds you I'm still painting the skies just for you. Cherish these moments. They're the seeds of greater miracles to come. I have never needed the approval of crowds to validate your worth. Your identity isn't found in applause or achievements, it's found in me. Even if you feel unseen by the world, you are fully seen by me. I choose the overlooked. I use the underestimated. And yes, I have chosen you. Lift your eyes, dear one. Look not at what's missing, but at the God who provides. I am setting opportunities before you, opening doors you didn't even know were locked. Immerse yourself in my word, and you will begin to recognize my fingerprints in every part of your life. This is not the end. This is the unfolding. The beginning of something sacred. I am moving in ways you cannot yet see, but soon, you will. Stay with me. The next part of your journey is about to begin. Let these truths take root in your heart, beloved. Just because you can't see the movement, doesn't mean I'm not moving. When you walk through seasons of silence, when the heavens seem quiet and your prayers return to you unanswered, know this, I am not distant. I'm deeply present, shaping what's next in the unseen. There are moments when you wonder if you've been forgotten. Your patience wears thin, and you question whether I've turned my face away. But I promise you, I haven't. I've been here all along, orchestrating something beautiful beneath the surface of your circumstances. The soil of waiting isn't wasted. It's sacred. It's where roots grow deep, where faith is refined, and where trust is strengthened. You may think nothing is changing, but in truth, you are changing. You're becoming stronger, wiser, more resilient, and more prepared for the blessings I've set aside just for you. I understand the desert you've walked through, those long stretches where life feels dry, heavy, and lifeless. You've tried to carry the weight alone, hoping you'd eventually grow strong enough to handle it all. But I never asked you to carry it alone. Let me lift what you were never meant to bear. Let me be your daily strength. In the quiet, I am speaking. In the waiting, I am working. In your weakness, I am strong. You don't need grand miracles to know I'm near. Look for me in the still moments, when the wind brushes your face, when a kind word touches your heart, when my word breathes new hope into your spirit. These aren't coincidences. These are glimpses of my presence, soft reminders that you are never alone. You may not always recognize the path I'm carving, but I'm walking every step beside you. I have gone ahead to prepare a way that leads not just to survival, but to renewal and joy. This is not just about what you're coming out of, it's about what you're stepping into. You are not defined by the pain of the past, but by the promise of the future I'm shaping for you. So release the pressure to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every answer, you only need to know that I am faithful, and I am with you. There is healing in my presence. There is clarity in my voice. There is strength for every step still to come. And though the world may call it foolish to trust in what cannot be seen, I call it faith. And your faith, even when trembling, is precious in my sight. Hold on. Keep walking. The shift you've been praying for is nearer than you think. My child. You've carried so much, for so long. Wounds that no one saw. Prayers whispered through tears. Silent nights spent wrestling with questions you couldn't put into words. And still, you kept going. Let me tell you what I see: courage. I see someone who, despite fear, kept moving forward. Someone who chose to believe when belief felt impossible. Someone who didn't give up, and that matters more than you realize. The weight you felt. The heaviness that has tried to settle on your shoulders. It wasn't meant to become your identity. Let me carry that now. I never asked you to fix it all, figure it all out, or face it alone. I only asked you to come, just as you are. Weary, unsure, but willing to let me in. Every tear you've cried has been gathered. Every moment you felt unseen, I was there. You may not have noticed me, but I noticed you. And I never turned away. Yes, you've walked through battles, some visible, some hidden. But you never walked them without purpose. Nothing you've experienced has been in vain. I use every trial to form something beautiful, something eternal. I'm not only restoring what was lost, I'm rebuilding something better. You've wondered why the healing feels slow, why joy feels so distant. But healing isn't always instant. It often unfolds quietly, layer by layer, like the dawn breaking over a long night. It's coming. And it's closer than you think. You see pieces. I see the full picture. I see how the pain of your past is becoming part of someone else's breakthrough. I see how your resilience will encourage others who are where you once were. I see how your testimony, the very one you feel unqualified to tell, will breathe life into dry places. So don't hide your scars. They are not shameful. They are proof that you've overcome, that I brought you through. Let them shine as reminders of my faithfulness, not evidence of failure. You may feel unworthy. But I call you chosen. You may feel weak. But I declare you strong. You may feel overlooked. But I have written your name upon my heart, and I have never, not for 1 second, forgotten you. Let this be your moment of release. Release the guilt. The regret. The self-doubt. Those things were never meant to define you. My love defines you. My grace sustains you. Look ahead. There is more waiting for you, not just survival, but fulfillment. Not just healing, but joy. Not just endurance, but purpose. Keep drawing near. Keep choosing faith. You are not finished, you are being formed. You've walked long enough with your head bowed, questioning your value, doubting your direction, wondering if your story has veered too far off course. But hear me clearly now, you are still in my plan. Nothing you've faced has disqualified you. Not the detours. Not the failures. Not the delays. I'm not discouraged by your doubts or disappointed in your pace. I am patient with your process, and I'm still guiding every step. There is a purpose to this season. Even when it feels like you're standing still, you're actually being positioned. Sometimes the most profound movement happens underground, in the unseen spaces where roots take hold and foundations are laid. You're being prepared for something greater than you imagined. I know there have been moments when you questioned everything, when you wondered, what if I missed it? Let me assure you, you haven't missed anything that I've intended for you. What's meant for you cannot be stolen, delayed forever, or destroyed, not when I'm the one who holds it. You've been chosen, not because of your perfection, but because of my purpose. I don't call the qualified, I qualify the called. And yes, I have called you. So lift your eyes again. Raise your expectations. I'm inviting you to dream again, not out of desperation, but with divine confidence. I placed those dreams inside of you for a reason. The gifts, the passion, the compassion, they're not random. They are signposts of your calling. But you don't need to run ahead trying to make everything happen on your own. I'm not asking you to strive. I'm asking you to surrender. Not in weakness, but in trust. Not in fear, but in faith. Let my peace replace the pressure. Let my voice be the one that leads, not the noise of fear, comparison, or hurry. I move at a pace that sustains you, not one that drains you. Draw near, and I will make your path clear. I will open the right doors and close the wrong ones. I will align your steps with the rhythm of my spirit, not the rush of the world. You may feel like you're behind, but I say, you're right on time. My timing isn't like yours. I'm never late. I'm never in a panic. I'm always working all things for your good, even when it doesn't yet make sense. And when you come into alignment with my presence, when you learn to rest in my love, trust in my word, and follow me daily, you'll discover a peace that surpasses understanding. A joy that no circumstance can steal. A strength that's not your own. Let today be the day you step out of the shadows. You were never meant to stay hidden. I've placed my light in you. And it's time for it to shine. Now that your heart is beginning to awaken again, now that you're remembering the call, the dreams, the promises whispered in your spirit, I want you to take a step. Not a sprint, not a leap, just a faithful step forward. This is where courage begins. Not in the absence of fear, but in moving despite it. And when you walk with me, your steps don't need to be perfect, just surrendered. Let go of the belief that you must have everything in order before stepping into what I've spoken over you. My child, if that were true, no one would ever move. But I delight in using those who are still becoming. Those who say, yes, even when their voice trembles. Those who lean on me instead of leaning on their own understanding. So many times, you've waited for a sign, a confirmation, a perfect condition, but the truth is, I've been inviting you all along. Through my word. Through the quiet nudges in your heart. Through the peace that surpasses logic when you imagine stepping into the next chapter. That is me. You've been equipped with more than you realize. The kindness you show. The compassion that flows from you. The wisdom you've gained through trials. That's not ordinary. That's evidence of my spirit shaping you, molding you for such a time as this. You don't need a platform to shine. You don't need the approval of crowds or the applause of men. What I've placed in you carries eternal significance, and its value isn't measured by numbers, it's measured by obedience. You've asked, but what if I fail? My answer is this, I will be with you either way. Success in my kingdom isn't about perfection, it's about faithfulness. It's about loving well, following closely, trusting me in the unknown. Even when you stumble, I am not disappointed, I am present. I am the hand that helps you rise. The voice that speaks calm when panic tries to return. The shelter that steadies you when the winds of uncertainty blow strong. When fear whispers, you're not enough, my truth roars louder, I am. I am your strength. I am your guide. I am your covering. I am your way forward. And every time you choose to believe, even if your belief is just a flicker, you move closer to the fullness I've designed for you. So step into the light. You weren't made to live in the background of your own life. You were created to reflect my glory, to walk in grace, to speak life into a world desperate for truth. Let your words be seasoned with hope. Let your actions point others to my goodness. Let your life testify not to your perfection, but to my presence. You are not who you used to be. And you're not yet who you're becoming. But you are mine, fully known, deeply loved, and ready to rise. Now that you've stepped out of the shadows, now that you've chosen to trust rather than shrink back, know this, your journey with me is only just beginning. You are not at the end of your story. You're standing at the threshold of something extraordinary. The steps you've taken, even the small ones, have not gone unnoticed. I've seen your willingness to rise. I've seen your decision to believe again, even after disappointment. And I want you to understand this clearly: I'm not finished. Not with you. Not with your purpose. Not with your future. The things I've prepared for you, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has fully grasped. But they are real. They are waiting. And they are worth every moment of trust you've sown into this season. Do not measure your life by what hasn't happened yet. Do not let unmet expectations cloud the vision I've placed within you. Just because it hasn't come to pass in your timing doesn't mean it won't. Delay is not denial. I'm still working, in the background, in the silence, and in the places you least expect. This next chapter will not require you to strive harder, but to stay closer. It won't be powered by your strength, but by my Spirit. It will not be built on what you lack, but on who I am. You don't need to chase favor. You already have it. You don't need to force doors open. The ones I open, no one can shut. And the ones I close, trust me, they were never meant to be yours. You've asked me, Lord, will you really use someone like me? And my answer is simple: I already am. Your presence in the lives of others, your kindness, your quiet faith, your prayers behind the scenes, these things shift the atmosphere in ways you cannot always measure. Never underestimate the power of a faithful life lived with me. But remember this as you go forward: your pace doesn't have to match anyone else's. I've never rushed your growth. I've never compared your journey to another's. You are walking a path that I have designed uniquely for you, a path that leads to wholeness, to fruitfulness, to impact that echoes into eternity. So keep your heart open. Make time for me, not just in moments of need, but in the ordinary, the peaceful, the in-between. That's where your roots grow deepest. That's where clarity is found. And when the noise around you grows loud, when doubt creeps in, when fear tries to find a foothold, return to this truth: you are mine. I am with you. And I always finish what I start. This is not the end. It's the unfolding of something sacred. Walk boldly, beloved. Heaven is cheering you on. And I, your God, am walking every step with you, all the way home.